Hello, and welcome back to the Richard Talaferro podcast, where we take a look at career insights and give advice to career changers. Shonuff Nelson, World Women's Boxing Hall of Fame inductee, mother of two, and 13-time world champion. Today, we're talking about what it really takes to build something extraordinary and carry real life responsibilities. And maybe more importantly, what it takes to walk away from it when the time comes. Tori, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. So, my first question is, before the belts and before the records, who was Tori Nelson?
Tori Nelson was just a mom and a wife. And then I was a bus driver, a cafeteria worker, and an IHOP worker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so I'm really curious, when did boxing first enter your life and how?
Well, I've been fighting all my life. I'm the only girl and the baby of all boys. So, but I've been boxing. I just wasn't getting paid for it.
and I can understand, with a family like that, with brothers, that you're going to be doing a lot of fighting,
Yes,
fighting.
yes.
Mm.
And the neighborhood was boys. So
Oh,
yes.
okay.
But
Yeah.
my ex-husband actually put me in boxing.
Okay. Okay.
So yes,
Okay.
that's how I got there.
So how did he do that?
Well, I was a different person then, and he said, "I need to put you in something so you can hit something other than me." So you got, and that's what he said. You need to put that frustration in something else. So he
Mm.
put me to boxing, and I was like, "Okay," and
Okay.
I stayed there.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what did boxing give you early on that nothing else did?
Boxing gave me a lot of discipline, a
Mm.
lot of discipline, food wise, um, mentally, like all the way around. It
Mm.
changed my life drastically.
Mm.
Yes, and the hard work. Ooh, I always was an athlete, but that work is different.
Okay. So
Yes,
yeah. Now you said you're an athlete. What sports did you play, and did you play in high school?
I played basketball, softball. I ran track. I wanted to play football, but my mother said, "No, you my only daughter," so I couldn't.
Okay. Okay. And when did you first start boxing?
Um, I think I was 28, 29. I was very late.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what was it like for you going into a sport that many people go into at a much earlier age?
It was well, like I said, I was fighting already.
Yeah.
The only thing now is rules to it, because in the street there's no rules.
Right.
So that's the only thing I really had to learn was the rules. But
Mm.
it was it was fine. Like I was okay. Like of course I got backlash of, oh, she old, or she this, or she that. And of course the girls thought they was gonna whip me because I was
Mm.
older and they was younger, but they couldn't. But one time we was in the we had went out to Florida to fight in a tournament. And this old man was like, "Oh, she good. I like her. Here, watch me fight." And he was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
she good." Da, 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 praising me. And then he said, "How old is she?" And my coach said, "Oh, she 29." He said, "Oh, she washed up."
Ow. And I can't, but when he said that, how did you feel? How did that make you
I,
feel?
I was fine because I
Okay.
already knew once he saw I got back in there, he was gonna change his tune.
I got it. I got it. Now,
Yes.
so tell me a little bit about your first fight. What was that like for you? Your first professional fight?
My first professional fight was very different. I fought my very first professional fight, I fought the number one girl in the United States.
Wow.
First fight. Yes.
Wow.
Because my coach, he thought I could beat Garzella. He could care less who it was. He would put me in there with any and everybody. And we fought. And like the first when she hit me, because in amateurs you wear headgear. And
Yeah.
so in pros, the headgear is off. So it was different. Just that part alone was different.
Hmm.
So then the girl hit me and it bust my eardrum in like the
Oh
first round.
man. Oh
So
no.
that throws off your equilibrium, you know? So
Hmm.
my balance was off. But I was like, okay, I've been trained to do a fight through whatever. So it was very different of no headgear, moving my head. And then now I have another challenge of fighting with no balance, actually. But when I got back to my corner, I explained to him, like, I think my eardrum is bust, like, I don't have my balance. And so he broke it down to me and just told me what to do. But then it was breathing, because now this is the number one girl of the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me tell you, we battled and I beat her, but being that the publicity of boxing, they gave me a draw. So
Really?
yes, but I fought her again and I beat her. So they couldn't give me a draw after that.
Right.
Yes. So yeah, yes, publicity is terrible in boxing, but yes,
Mm.
but
Mm.
it was very different.
Okay. And so when did you win your first championship and what did that feel like?
I think I won my first championship, and I think it was George Mason, maybe. I want to
Okay.
say. Oh my goodness, when I tell you that was a hard fight.
Mm.
This girl, they call her Baby Mike Tyson.
Wow.
She
Okay.
was a beast. Oh my
Mm.
goodness. And I'm fighting her. Like we went our distance, but I knocked this girl down like 3 times.
Wow.
Yes, Vashawn Living. I will never forget her.
Mm.
I knocked her down 3 times. She got up every time. At the last 3 rounds of the fight, she was silent tears in the middle of the ring, banging with me, tears rolling down her face, but she was still fighting like nothing. Oh my goodness. But when I tell you, when they gave me that belt, I so deserved it, because that girl did not make
I mean, that sounded like an incredible battle.
Oh, it was. It was a wonderful fight. It really
Mm.
was.
Mm.
It was hard though, but
Yeah.
it was a
Oh,
good fight.
I can tell. I can tell. And so for boxing, what pulled you into the ring? Not just physically, but emotionally.
Um, my temper. I needed boxing.
Okay.
I needed it. I did. Because being raised, my brothers raised me.
Mm.
My mom was a single mom that worked. So I needed boxing,
Mm.
because my ex-husband was like, he tried. And
Mm.
he just was like, when you want to fight for everything, but that's what I knew.
Okay.
So boxing taught me discipline like never before.
Mm.
It was and it wasn't like growing up the discipline, oh, you act up, you gonna get that tail beat. No, this discipline was, oh, you want to act up, back, give me 10 laps, like
Yeah.
give me 10 rounds of boxing nonstop. Like it make you be like, oh no, think twice.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
the eating, like I love food,
Okay.
but to this day, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
but it's no you cannot, like, you have to discipline yourself. So I
Mhm.
only had junk food 1 day a week,
Mm.
and I'm telling
Okay.
you, I enjoyed that 1 day, because I would start at midnight just so I could get my whole day.
I
That's so
love
sad,
that.
but true.
I love that. So,
Yes.
so I want to, so back when you were boxing, what what did an average day look like for you then?
Ooh, okay. Mind you, I was still working my jobs, okay? And
Okay.
at this point now, I'm a single mom. Well, not really a single mom at this point all the way, but
Okay.
he traveled a lot.
Yeah.
So I would wake up like 4:30 maybe. I would work out a little bit, and then I would get my children ready, and we'll go get on the school bus, pick those kids up by 6 o'clock. I'm on my bus. Then
Mhm.
I come, mind you, I'm waking up at like 4:30. Then I would go, once I drop all the kids off, I would go work in the cafeteria at my daughter's school, and
Okay.
just so I could have little time with her. And
Sure.
then after that, I would go back in the midday train
Okay.
after I worked in the cafeteria. Then I go pick the kids up from school and
Mhm.
then come back home, drop everybody off, get my children on the days that I didn't work at IHOP at night. Get
Okay.
my children, go to, I live in Virginia. So I would go to Maryland to for sparring and for training with my coach. And by the time we get home, it's like 10 o'clock maybe. So
Mm.
that was my day. From 4 in
Wow.
the morning till I got home at 10 to start it all over again the next day.
That is an intense and long day.
You telling me?
Yeah. Right. So I'm really curious, what kept you going through that? And what kept you going when nobody was watching?
My children.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
God God put me there for a reason. And I needed it for my kids. My kids, I've always told them nothing is given to you. You have to work for it. So I needed to be an example. And now they are very good kids, grown, successful, doing well because that they it stuck with them. My mom worked hard for us. So I mean I had to keep going. And
mm,
everybody used to say, how do you do it? All these
yeah,
moms and these single
right.
moms, they were like, how did you do it? God. All I can say is by God's grace. He gave
Mm,
me this strength because I didn't have it on some days. Some days I
mm,
was fine. Some days I didn't have it.
yeah. So on those days where you didn't have it, I mean, what got you
I
through
just would pray. I just pray. I'm telling you, I just would be like, Lord, please give me the strength. Like you
it?
put me here for a reason. And I used to pray and I would say, Father, please bless me to be a world champion. Like if
Mm,
I just was one time world champion, I'm fine. But he blessed me over and over to be a 13-time world champion. It's no giving up there. I have no choice but to push out doing that.
and
So
that's incredible.
yes,
That's
sir. Thank
and
you.
in making it and having such a career that you were inducted into the Hall of Fame
Yes,
is
sir.
proof of that.
Well, it's a blessing, such a blessing,
Mm,
such
mm,
a blessing.
yeah. Now, I want to talk a little bit about age.
Okay.
And and you entered, and as you said earlier, you entered boxing at a stage where a lot of people thought it was too late to do that.
Too late. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did being older actually help you?
I was wiser.
Okay. Okay.
I was I used my head a lot. Like the younger girls maybe thought if they just had speed but then I used my head and I
Mm,
just knew like, okay, like I don't have to have all that speed they got, as long as I got power.
okay.
And I mean, I just thought about things and listened to my coach, the strategy he had. Like I was fine. I was just
Mm,
perfectly fine.
mm,
And the age really didn't affect me because in my mind I didn't feel 29, you know?
yeah. Okay.
My training can all my guys, because I only train with guys. I only sparred guys. Well, certain fights I spar girls, but he stopped that. He stopped me sparring girls
Okay.
because he would say, "You break your toys, Tori. They come
Oh,
and they never come back."
wow.
So I
Wow.
only had guys, and they were younger. And so,
Mhm.
I mean, I never even looked at my age. I just kept going.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what what did you have to ignore or unlearn to be able to commit to boxing?
The negativity of my age, for one. I
Mm,
had to ignore that from others, and I mean, it was, but once they saw how I performed, then of course they jump on the bandwagon.
mhm,
But
mm.
um, I really didn't have to untrain myself other than to understand this ain't street fighting. This is like you got rules.
Yeah.
And that was hard. But
Okay.
I wouldn't mind to bite a few people, but now you can't.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, like that was different for me.
And that goes back to what you were talking about with discipline, that
Yeah,
to box, it takes a certain amount of discipline to
yes.
do that. Okay.
And
Okay.
that's so true. Yes.
Okay. Now, sports is unique. Sports are a unique area where, you know, you don't, you retire twice. You retire from the sport and then you retire from your work.
Exactly.
What was harder for you? Was it starting boxing or leaving it?
Um, Leaving it, starting was very easy because I that's what I knew was fighting. Leaving it was different because I was in boxing for 20 some years. So that's like my life. It
Mhm.
was about a half of my life.
Yeah.
So, but as far as being and identifying who I am, I had no problem with that because for one, I was never like a world champion before boxing. I
Okay.
was a mother, a child of God, and a mother of two.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
I always knew that's who I am. So
Mhm.
then just being a 13-time world champion was a bonus.
Mm.
But I have seen, like, because my ex played NFL, and once he stopped playing, he had an identity problem. Like,
Mm.
and so I've seen it, like, where people really struggle with who they are because they've been in something for so long, and then when it's over, they don't know what to do after. But being that I'm still a mother, and even though they're grown, like I still have to be an example. So I can't just shut down and be like, "Oh, life is over." No, like, okay, that blessing is done. You
Mm.
just have to get ready because another one is coming.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
you not like he not just gonna give you one thing to do and then when that's over, oh, just leave you and let you just no.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
my PR Miss Deb and I was just talking about today on the train, like, yeah, like you is always something next. She was like, I know, we have your next already. You already have it. And we're gonna do our motivational speaking. So now I'm gonna be a 13-time world champion motivational speaker, you know?
Mhm.
Maybe
It's
some of these
fantastic.
people pick me up to model their clothes as well.
Maybe,
Let's
maybe
hope so, right?
it could very well happen. And I'm also curious how if there was one piece of advice you could give, not to just athletes who are, on the verge of retirement, but anybody who is experiencing a career change or going through like a layoff, for example. And you
Yeah.
talk quite a bit about identity. Is there any one piece of advice that you would give to somebody going through that type of transition?
remember who you are. Remember who you were before this. Like that was, like I tell you, that was a bonus gift, but that is not who you are. That was just one of your gifts. So pick yourself up and move on to your next gift.
Interesting. That's wonderful. And that's good advice to give. That's really good advice to
Yeah,
give.
because I mean, like I said, we all have a purpose, and some of us have different purposes. It's not just one. Singers, some of them have that voice. That's their one purpose. Okay, so they make it, and that's what they do their whole life is sing. Okay, let's say athletes, or let's say even say government workers or whatever. You have a purpose. Like if your job ends and you gotta start something else, okay, you need to sit down, pray, and see what your next purpose is. What's your next gift? Because that it was just that.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta put your big boy and big girl pants on and come on here. Get
Mm.
yourself together.
Okay. Okay. So I'm curious about your life after being a world champion. What was the most surprising thing for you about your life after being that world champ?
The most surprising thing. Hmm, that's a great question. I never had that question. I never thought about it. I guess I don't even know. Wow. I really enjoy my extra time I have
Oh,
now.
right.
Look, somewhat. But I just I was never one to sit down. So I enjoy the time with my kids. And even though, like I said, they grown, but I feel like I miss their childhood because from being kids, little ones, they've been in the gym all their life. So now I enjoy being with them, going skiing and going on vacations and stuff. And I took the talent that God gave me and I turned it into a job. So that I do personal training to help others.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like that's I don't have a surprisingly thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to think on that. That's a good
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Wow.
Sure. Sure. So, and you talked about, you're a personal trainer now and you're getting into motivational speaking, right?
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
how did those two chapters that were coming up for you, how did those reveal themselves to you?
Well, I love to work out anyway. And people just in general were coming to me saying, "Can you train me? Can you train me?"
Mm,
And I'm like, okay, because for me, I'm a helper. I want to help people. I do. And if it's to get you off of medication just because you need to lose a few pounds or you need to get control of your blood pressure or your cholesterol or whatever, oh, I
mm,
got you. Like we can do
mhm.
that, you know?
Yeah.
And as far as motivational speaking, that is to help others also because some of the things I've been through or some of the things that I know and I speak on it, it helps others. If I
Mhm.
hear somebody that has went through something already that I'm going through right now, that's going to help me and let me know, okay, I'm just in the middle of a storm, but I'm looking at a person that came through the storm and they're doing fine.
Mm, mm,
So that's how I look at my motivational speaking. Like you might be going through something because people don't just hire me for nothing.
right.
It's a reason that I'm there. So I have to come tell my story and give everybody else that hope to know that you will get through. Like this is just a storm, but the sun is coming.
Mm,
You
mm.
know, it's and so that's what I love. I love motivational speaking
Okay.
because you are real, you don't know who you helping. And at the end
Right.
of the day, you'll
Right.
get an email that say, thank you. Thank you so much. I was on the verge of just letting it all go. I have someone that told me, I heard you, I listened to you, And I had wrote my suicide letter already.
Mm,
But
mm,
when you spoke, like now they're fine. They married, they move, like they are just blossoming. They're doing
mm.
so well. Yes.
That's amazing. It's real,
That's
and
a
it really
plus.
speaks to the power of connection and
Yes.
how your story and your way of being and going through life can connect with people.
Amen. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I
yeah,
love it. I love it.
that's fantastic. And so, what parts of boxing come with you with motivational speaking and being a personal trainer?
That discipline
Mm,
part. Like,
mm,
and I mean, I have to sometimes I'm not a cursor, but I will tell you exactly how it is, okay?
okay.
So I have to I have to be like, okay, sometimes that's how some of them get it. Like if the person that hired me, the corporation be like, give it to them raw. You got it. Be mindful what you ask for now. But
Okay.
but the discipline part, you have to strategize, pay attention to who you speaking to. In boxing, you got to strategize or pay attention to who you're fighting and how they're fighting.
Hmm.
What you can't box a boxer. You have to fight a boxer. You
Okay.
can't you can't fight a box like the opposite. Like if it's a person I have to do the opposite because it'll throw you off. So if this crowd is there and they are being like, oh, has she calmed down? I have to be mindful of how to speak to them.
Okay.
I have to be mindful and disciplined of how to get the word to them, not just so they can hear it or that they're listening, but they're hearing and taking it.
Mm,
It's
mm,
so when I leave and it's over, I I look to see if how many have was listening and not just hearing. Like I need to see or hear somebody say, thank you. Like, thank
mm,
you for that. And if everybody is sitting there and you finish and you off the stage, but everybody's still in the building waiting to speak to you, you did something right.
mm,
You
mm.
know?
And
So they heard it.
yeah, and how does that make you feel?
Amazing.
Mm,
Blessed.
mm,
Like the Lord used me because I always pray, Lord, not me, but you.
mm,
Let them hear what you want them to hear, not what Tori got to say, because they
mhm,
ain't gonna been and got up if they heard what
yeah,
I got to say, you know?
mhm.
So, Lord, use me and let these people hear what they need from you. And
Okay.
it worked every time I get up there, it's a blessing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And you know, as we start to wrap up, um, and we touched on this a little bit earlier, but what would you say to somebody standing at the edge of a big transition?
Go for it.
Mm,
Don't just because if somebody tell you you can't do it, they don't
mm,
know what God put in you. Go for it. The only thing you can't do is what you don't try. Just because it
mm,
hasn't been done, don't mean you won't the first one to do it. Go
mm,
for it. Yeah.
mm. Great. That's great advice. And so, what does winning mean to you right now?
Winning means just being healthy, seeing my babies be healthy, being successful. My
Mm,
this may be strange to you, but my winning is not to have homeless people out anymore, not to have
mm,
sex trafficking, things like that.
mm,
Like not just for me, but for others, that's winning. When I see nobody's being sex trafficked, everybody has somewhere, no one is on the streets, everybody's being fed, that's winning.
mm, mm. And I really love hearing that. I really love hearing that, and that's a great place for us to wrap this up. So, Tori Shonuff Nelson, boxing Hall of Famer, 13-time world champion. Want to thank you so much for taking the time with me today.
Thank you for having me.
If you're looking for work that works for you, come find me at richardtaliaferro.com. Thanks for listening, and talk to you next week.